Hey everyone, I have here the LEGO Icons NASA Artemis SLS. I paid $260 US for this and built its 3,601 pieces live over on my Twitch channel. Now at a bit over 27 inches or 70 centimeters in height, this is not at all built to the same scale as the previous Saturn V rocket set. If it was, it would cost probably at least twice as much, or it would not include the launch pad and tower, which I feel is really important here and adds a whole lot. After building this model, comparing it to photographs of the actual facility, I see a whole lot right here and very little wrong. There are a whole lot of accuracies. Definitely a lot of care was taken to capture details that are in the right place and the right size. Now, of course, this set is nowhere near minifig scale, so I think it makes perfect sense for there to be no minifigs included. They give you a small plaque, which does have a sticker on it. And then this is the Orion spacecraft, which has its own little stand for display. The solar panels are 4 copies of a print that we've already gotten before, but there's a brand new print that goes all the way around for that Star Wars astromech head right there, which is exclusive to this set. The base of the launch pad looks like it's probably a ton of plastic, but it doesn't take that long to build it, and it's fairly hollow. However, it's definitely strong enough. They do not include long pilings or the suggestion of the crawler that this thing gets moved around on. They just kept it a little bit closer to the ground for this, which I think makes enough sense. I love this door on the side. It just helps to establish scale. It's not perfect size, but it's pretty good. Little stairway over there. You got railings going all around. The lower umbilicals are angled in pretty nicely. A water deluge system is suggested here. These cutouts on the side are nice to allow you to see, once again, a little bit more of the details on the inside. The big piping, they could have used a little bit more piping around the base, but it's not key. It's more important to focus on the rocket and the launch tower. Incidentally, LEGO in their instructions specifically called out that there are cutouts on the sides of this base build in order to see inside, and those cutouts don't exist. But if you look at photographs, I'm not so sure about that, because I can see it. Again, this looks pretty accurate to me as far as the major features are concerned. Overall, I think the base is done well, and you don't spend too much time building it. However, you've probably heard by now, and I'm gonna say this with confidence, because while I was building this on Twitch, about every second or third viewer who came into the chat room was like, "Hey, how's it going? Is the build of the launch tower as boring and repetitive as I've heard by now?" Which means that the YouTube algorithm has been pushing some video out there where somebody is going hyper-focus. And, well, frankly, yeah, it is repetitive. It was one of my personal least favorite build experiences going through this whole tower here, because look at it. You're seeing the same things again and again, but then again, you just build it once. And I don't know how this could have been done without that repetition, because again, they went for accuracy. What I don't like here is that the top of each of these triangles has a gap on it, a gap between it and the next level. It's very obvious to me, and it just feels disconnected, while the rest feels structurally appropriate and correct. But otherwise, yeah, you build it and then you're done. And then you're going to have it on display, taking up a ton of time after having spent so much money on it for months and possibly years. So focus on what it looks like to you when it's done, in my personal opinion. The umbilicals are nice. They've done them separately. You've also got the crew access walkway over here. This is able to, of course, rotate out of the way, and all of the umbilicals are actually connected with some linkages. There's a little connection here. There's my finger. So you turn this and that moves out. See? That moves out. That moves up. That's nice. It's not that big of a deal. This is the vehicle stabilization system, something like that. It's basically just a clamp. Holds on to the actual model here with just one stud on either side, and then it falls out of the way when you disconnect it. Very easy to get the rocket stack off of this. So overall, I think the launch tower, yes, has some repetition, plenty of it, but it's kind of necessary, and when it's done, it looks right. I think the rocket stack looks right as well, but I think it deserves a little bit more attention to its build experience and how that feels, because especially the solid fuel rocket boosters on the sides, they offer you a lot of opportunities to get them wrong with all of these registration, the photogrammetry marks, all the little checkerboard sort of patterns and everything. Those need to be set up properly. Some of those are done with prints. Some of them are done with stickers, getting all of them aligned properly and making sure that you're grabbing the right pieces. Definitely requires some extra attention. I'd say more attention than normal for a Lego build. It is unfortunate that some of these are stickers, because even brand new, before there's any yellowing of the plastic or anything, you can clearly see that the color of the stickers is different than the color of the plastic. And especially for the NASA logo down here, and the fact that that is split across 3 different pieces, and then you've got these large gaps between the N and the A, and then the S and the A here. That doesn't make it look like NASA. It looks like N, AS, and then A, as separate things. So those little details are unfortunate. And again, the build of this, I think, does require some extra care, more than usual, and may be a little bit more difficult and less fun than even building the tower. Again, once it's done though, it's done. Lining these marks up here, something that you have to be careful about, because there isn't really any reference. There isn't anything around there to line it up to. There's a little gap right here, unfortunate, just where these 2 parts come together. It's not the greatest thing to look at, but ultimately the proportions are good, colors are good, and the end result, especially from any kind of distance, looks good. I am worried about the plastic, especially with the Atlas V, the Saturn V, how it yellowed for many people, even completely out of the sun entirely over a small amount of time. I'm worried about that happening here. And especially with the stickers, you're going to see even more difference around those edges as the stickers stay white, and then the white of the plastic starts to fade. All this separates from the platform easily. It's only attached with 1 single stud, but it's otherwise located into the base pretty well. It's strong. It's not going to fall apart. Just mess around with it. The SRBs can be removed from the side. They're just attached with clips right here, but it does leave those clips visible afterwards. And the top can also be separated out. So the fairing pieces can be pulled apart. You do need to be a little bit careful about this part here, but you can do it. And then this gets you an upper stage, including showing an engine right there. And then this is the section that will hold the Orion spacecraft that you can just fold up. All this again separates out, top comes off. You can pull this off. Right now, there's that kind of dummy in there right now, but that's the space where the Orion spacecraft would normally be held into. And once again, when you put this together, you just have to be careful about orientation, where everything is supposed to go, because this is a printed piece. It's printed 360 degrees all the way around. You place stickers on here as well. Once again, seeing the difference between the white of the sticker and the plastic, but all of that is done with some accuracy. So you just have to be a little extra careful following the instructions, which unfortunately don't give you confirmation too much. They don't show you, okay, here's what it should look like from this angle. Here's what it should look like from this angle. They just show you one 45-degree continuous angle for most of the things, and you have to be extra careful at reading that and interpreting it. These are leftover pieces. The 1x2 is not supposed to be an extra, but I checked carefully and it is. And this is what the sticker sheet looks like. Everything's rectangular, but some of these are small. Again, the price of this was $260 US. It's 260 euros, 220 pounds UK, or $340 Canadian for 3,601 pieces. And for a change, that feels like a very good deal. What a breath, what a relief, what a breath of fresh air for its size, for its number of pieces, its weight, its volume of stuff. All that is actually really good. Of course, if you want and need a Saturn V Atlas size compatible, scale compatible SLS stack, this is clearly not for you. Go to Rebrickable, buy and download instructions, buy the parts, and build what you want exactly. Easy win for you. This isn't it. If you hate repetition in builds, obviously don't build something that clearly has a lot of repetition, because it has to, because of the source material. This couldn't have been done without that sort of repetition. Well, at least don't build it unless, of course, you're sent the set for free by the manufacturer and you're contractually obligated to build it whether you want to or not. But that's not me, and that's not you either. I hope that I've at least shown you enough here to come to your own conclusions about this. Again, what I like about it, at least, it's all right here in the solid rocket boosters, and the issue with the stickers being a different color, which will only get worse over time, and also being just a little bit difficult to line up because of the instructions. I think you could have used some more views That's really the worst about it. Otherwise, I'm very satisfied with this. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this was of value to you, and I'll talk to you soon.